All right. And we're back. New day. Yesterday was awful. So, work wise, everything wise. So, I didn't record yesterday. But we're doing today. And there's a good reason for that. So, I was actually going to say, how about I just do a fast forward montage of all 5 acts in less than 5 minutes at like 5 times speed? It didn't go very well. Uh, Not because I like screwed up a bunch, it just I wasn't feeling it while I was playing. I was playing kind of sloppy, and I figured you guys really didn't need to see it. So we're in hell mode, and I've already finished all the main quest. And you're probably like, oh, Seth, you skipped so much. Well, the character's only level 112. I love how I think I unconsciously said, oh, the character will be like 130 by the time we get to hell. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Um, so here we are, we're in hell mode. This is what you guys probably want to see the most out of the mod and what I need to get doing anyways. So, alright. So like I said, I'm feeling not too great, but we're playing Diablo and getting the Ubers done. So all the things in, Act 1 through 5 in hell mode really aren't that different than Nightmare. The enemies are only slightly harder, and I mean slightly. They only deal like pretty much Nightmare with like 0.5 more damage. It's not that much different. So I have played Median quite a bit, but I haven't played Sigma Patch as much as I played Omega Patch. Omega Patch, you kind of needed to farm more, but in Sigma it's a little bit different. And since this is my second character fully in Sigma ever, I can tell you right now, the the premise is pretty much just go through and get your supplies ready for Ubers, which we're gonna do, and I'll explain all the stuff in pretty much here. So, what did I put points into? Mainly strength. I've stopped putting points into dex for a tiny bit till I start hitting breakpoints. I'm gonna go do the 2-2-1 thing again. I'm really kind of disappointed in my life. Story of my actual life, am I right? This is not actually the armor I was using for a bit. I'll show you guys all that in a minute. We've maxed out Death Pact. Melee is done, 100%. I'm not putting any more points into Angel of Death or Blight Descent. Mastery, I haven't touched anything yet. So when we do get our next two masteries, I'm probably going to go with Endurance and Tenacity. Like I said, continuity is really good for Unholy Paladin. They have a lot of shit they gotta recast a lot. Chemistry, this is good for Bloodzon. It's not necessary from what I've understood. And then Specialization, I'm not really sure what I'd put that into. I haven't played characters that make use out of it. Purity's probably garbage. I'm sorry. Let's just be real. It's pretty good. It's not really what I'd want, though. And increases, chill defense. This actually might be kind of good on this character because I'm starting to realize that, it's a maybe. And meditation's great for casters in general, like Malice, stuff like that. But anyways, so we're just putting points. We're pretty much done with our damage, main stuff, and then we're going to start putting points into defensive. Rothma's Chosen is up to 11 now. Graveyard, I'm gonna hopefully like. I feel like it's gonna be a lot like the other skill that Amazon gets as their reward skill. Anyways, you guys aren't here for that. You're here for what's Seth find? Well, not very much. I found a few things. So Sacred Uniques, I've already went over. We already know this, you can't craft these, you gotta find these like good old-fashioned D2. There's 2 varieties, for most of them if I'm not mistaken. So they have 2 uniques in that like category. And they can't be upgraded, they're really good. I found this, I've actually used this, I think, at one point. Not on this character, but in the past. I've also clustered up my gems because I got really tired of looking at it. It was really bad. I don't have amber, but it's not a big deal. I've also put these here in case, God forbid, I get rid of them on accident. I've just put this mystic orb. I've had this forever. What else? Jewels, nothing really going on over there. Runes, same deal. I did find this icy essence from doing, the hell is it called? It's the really easy one. Oh, the Soulstone quest. I didn't know essences could drop. I guess I must have gotten one last time. I just didn't notice it. I've also found this Sith rune. I've mentioned these before. They're just better. The next tier of runes, they're quite rare. The most common place you're going to find these is Skazglin as a drop bias. And they go all the way up to their own Zod tier. And they're pretty good. They're using some pretty heavy, you know, duty rune words, sometimes combining with primal runes as well, which are what these things make. But I do have quite a few, not enough to like start cubing them up into, you know, Zod and stuff, so I'm not really worried. You don't really need to do that in this mod, maybe in the early stages, but we'll talk about that. I'm putting these, I have not found the Angel of Death one, and I'm making myself so fucking mad looking at this, because I think this is a lower drop bias. I don't think you can find the Angel of Death one in standard areas, from what I've noticed. This is just the workshop page, as I'm going to call it. I've just been grabbing bows, mainly sacreds and blanks. I don't need this. These are going to be for my follower, because I just want to have some shit ready for when I need to do crafting. Same thing, these are all things I'm either going to blank. I'm kind of happy with these. Like, I don't think I need these, but we'll make them for the follower. You know, belts, these sort of things. So if you see, like, it says sacred, and it's a rare, or sorry, rares, I'm going to show you what I'm doing with those, but the magic, these I'm going to blank more than likely by disenchanting them, and then socket punching them into, like this I'll give to my follower for sure, because Spangenhelm, I think Spangenhelm is the best Amazon only one, and the rogue one can do it. This is the Hell Hair. Oh my god, I hate this right now. So I've been trying to craft some half-decent gear. It's not really going super great. I don't have really good shrines. Fostonville has shrine bias. So if you need to get a shitload of shrines, Fostonville is your thing. These are all really bad. Don't worry about it. But I've been trying to roll these into other things just to see what I can get going. To make my life a little bit easier. I have found Tower Denial, the helmet, and this is part of the Summoner, I'm pretty sure. And then this is the Satanic Mantra one. I haven't really used this. I don't know what this is used for. And you might be like, Seth, why aren't you using it? Well, number one, it's at level 80, and I'm only level 112, really recently, like a few minutes before this. And if I put I've tried the damage test out with just the stats on these alone. It would take so much fucking work to get, like... And by the way, Sacred Armor is good, but sets are, like, the best. So, well, they can be the best, but having just one piece of each is not enough to really justify speccing into these yet. And I don't actually know what the documentation looks like for these at, like, upper set level, like pieces in it, so I'm not really worried about it. I have had the boots before. They're called Till We Have Heaven in Sight. Pretty good. Just the boots alone are really nice. I don't think they're Necro exclusive too, which is why I'm like, yeah, they're not bad. I think they have like pretty good walk speed, and I think a handful of other things. Like they have like CB on them. I don't remember. It's been a while, but I started collecting those. These are the other sets I found. I might give this to the follower. I actually have Vasily's on my most, if not, I think I have all but like the weapon. I don't know what its main thing is though. It's the javelin set. Yeah, obviously I don't have the javelin, but I have that whole set. It's a shield and I think boots. I don't know. It's like an Athula's hand and something else. I actually have this on my other character. Found this. This is the Storm set. Not really much use for the other character. I'm actually using Red Vex on my regular Bloodzon. It's pretty good. This is actually just a solid shield in general. But barb stuff. This, I think, would be probably good for our, you know, familiar, because it is the bow set. She doesn't make use of the set bonus, though, so I don't think it's worth it. Because she's not Amazon. She can't wear Amazon-specific armor. And I don't know how sets work in terms of followers. I'll have to figure it out. But we haven't found anything really that useful. I found this, like, 3 times. I'm sick of looking at it. And then these are all just, you know, that. I've been doing jewel crafting, which is why I'm so fucking broke, if you're curious. So by the way, I've died X amount of times total in this whole mod so far. The first one was to that bullshit in normal. Then I died 3 times on Hell Andy because Zesty was kicking fleas onto me and it was fucking me up and making me annoyed. And then I died because I was like way overextending in Crystal and Passage, and it was to like a frozen creeper thing. Or not the frozen creeper, but the things that spit ice on you. And it was like a mile away, and it was like so slow, and I can't believe I got hit by it. So I have died that many times total up to this point. That should give you a pretty rough estimate of how not as hard as regular Hell difficulty gets. But we found a belladonna extract. These are respecs. They're pretty cool. I don't know if I'm going to need this for a while, but they're nice to have. I might actually use an apple. I am so fucking shocked at how many apples I have found on this character. I seriously have found like 2 on my other character. I don't know what in the hell's going on. Play some fucking... yeah. Fucking at me. It's what gets me off. Anyways. Like... okay, we're gonna put that back. It's bothering me. But yeah, I might use those for today's video. This is a scythe rune word. I fucked up. I forgot that Necromancer can use both scythes, but we need a Bone Splitter, which is the Necromancer specific scythe. So I wasted a disjunction on that. A little annoyed. But this is a pretty half decent, like, enhanced damage. It's got some pretty good shit on it. But it only works on the Bone Splitter scythe, which I haven't found like a blank of yet. Akara's Robe is the reward you get for doing, I think, Cain on Hell difficulty. You always get this. It's pretty much to make sure if you're really fucked up, you have at least a snowball's chance in Hell. You can be like, oh, Seth, why don't you use it? It's not really that good. This is good for casters, but not my situation. We've had this for a while. We'll talk about it in a little bit. And you might be like, oh, look, it's +2 to all skills. This is a +1. This gives me more strength and gives me way more damage overall with the scaling. And I also have that 21% defense bonus over that. It's just... this is better for now. I also put poison res on that a while ago. I used up a shitload, by the way, of arcane crystals to do this, but... yeah, these are just some spares I have laying around. So, you'll notice I still have perfect skulls in here. Not really what I want, but this is what that rune word's going to be for, and I'll show you what I did. So these are all still the same. This is the same gear, except I put these jewel crafts in it. So I've talked about jewel crafting before in the last episode. I've put these into my boots, because I think these boots are... well, let me double check the stats. I can't remember how much. Yeah, these are just better. These are the only piece of gear I've crafted that's actually better than my older gear. I rolled these, obviously, with a shrine. I shrine blessed it. I don't remember with what. So all that shit on there, I gave it as much. I went for attack rating percentage, as much as I could get with what I had. And the highest I've noticed you can get on Jewel Craft is 2% per hit and Mana Leech on hit. And so I put them in the least offensive piece of gear I could replace, which is my boots. So that is probably a pretty healthy start, because Life Leech is really important for melee characters in general in Diablo 2, but even more so in Median. But everything else is the same. I haven't put anything else on my gear. Still using all this tier 4 shit, which is not that great. I crafted Dragonheart last night. You can look at all that. It's more, you can be like, oh, just wear it, but I'll show you guys why we're not just wearing it. Okay, if we put on this gear right now, look at my resistances. They're hot ass. And they're not hot ass, they're just hot ass. Okay? This is not something I want to be doing, like, with this kind of gear. I'd rather have slightly lesser gear with less defense and about the same damage than getting absolutely murdered the moment I step out in front of something. Call me crazy, but I don't want to get killed as soon as I start moving around. I might work on that. We'll see how it goes. I have these marks of infusion. I've talked about these before. I don't know. I'm not really a huge... I'm not into honorific. I don't really know how it works as much. I've played around with it in the past, but it just... I don't have the goal for it yet. So... yeah. That's pretty much the gyms and the jams. Like I said, I've pretty much got, like, some gear started to craft. I'll actually show you what's in these. I put these... well, that's obviously a rune word. This is just minus rec gear, and I put some more life and mana leech gems. The only ones I could do was pretty much these jewels on here. I was actually really broke. Prodigy is a rune word. It's not bad. It's better for casters, but it does have that nice plus 17 to strength bonus on it, which is really good. That'll allow me to use more and more gear as the character keeps progressing a little bit. So that's that. Let's get potions and let's do our very first Uber quest.
Hello.
Okay, not really our first Uber quest, but you know what I mean. So we're gonna do the butcher, and I'll do some cool shit. Like I've planned on doing this for a while, so I hope you guys are enjoying it. Let's put... oh, yep, now we're broke as fuck. Great. So, we're broke as fuck. Butcher will also help with that, and as I keep doing these Uber quests, this will actually mitigate itself. So, pretty happy with how this is gonna go. So if you're here for, like, whatever, Seth, get to the butcher, it's so fucking exciting. You know what the butcher is. I've shown heroic butcher in the fucking Ground Zero video, so this shouldn't be that difficult. Actually, I don't even think heroic butcher is that hard either. So anyways, let's do a little bit of reading first. The Butcher. A bloated and grotesque creature, the Butcher was a sadistic being that relished in the torture and pain of others. It hunted endlessly for fresh meat. Although retellings of the Darkening of Tristram describe how the Butcher was defeated deep within the labyrinth, the horrific culling of the city in recent times, following the Dark Wanderer's arrival, wake seems to have stirred the malevolent spirit back to evil once more. So, we gotta defeat the Butcher. This will give us the Butcher's Tooth. I'm looking at the documentation, obviously. This will give us a plus 10 to all attributes, 20% to magic find, and plus 1 to light radius. We all know the plus 1 to light radius is really what I'm after. And we can't do the heroic one to level 120. It's actually pretty tough. I couldn't even do it if I was 120 right now. I don't have the stats. So, I actually was really shocked. They changed where the Butcher was, and I'll show you guys where it's at. So we're gonna give this, like, a good honest-to-God college try. I think that the Butcher gives you a guaranteed, it's not an, yeah, it's guaranteed charm. You're not gonna have to deal with, you know, more than one attempt at doing the Butcher, so I think this should be fine. It's not very difficult at all. It's suggested to be your first Uber quest, and other Uber quests where there's charm variants, I'll try and get, like, a few. Because this video is already long enough, but you get the gist, this was just an introduction to Hell. I'm also, you can see some new stuff is unlocked in Hell mode, like if you go over here, there's to Bramwell, we can't go there, we can't do Black Road yet, it's actually like 115, we're 112. I would get absolutely destroyed if I tried doing that right now anyways. Duncraig doesn't fuck around, it's one of the harder, earlier Ubers. So let's go ahead and get buffed up. So yeah, we have 75k defense, pretty fucking big deal, especially for Butcher. So this changed, and by the way, so we're doing this in patch 2.10.7. There is the 2.11 beta right now in rotation, but anyone for future reference, this is for 2.10. Things have changed. The Butcher used to be in the hole, I'm pretty sure, or the pit, I can't remember which. So we got to go to Darkwood, and I've also got the map, or sorry, not Darkwood. We got to go to Stony Field, and ooh, this is great. So get out of here. I love the mushroom men. They're so fucking ugly. They're a very ugly sprite. They're what makes it so endearingly bad. I don't remember where the hell I have that. So we're just gonna jump around. Jump around. I'm only gonna do one shot for Butcher. Not obviously, oh, I died. It's probably, I'm not gonna die. Butcher's pretty fucking easy. I just do not remember where Butcher's at. Like, because once you do Stony Field, the quest, like, for finding Cain, it disappears from the minimap. So you have to actually remember where the... There we are. I'm gonna... I don't know why I'm playing this like I'm playing my Zon, who cannot do this sort of shit to save her life. In the early stages, she was getting murked. Alright, let's go to Tristram. I'll show you guys a quick Tristram run. We'll kill Griswold. Excuse me? Holy shit, that poison. I gotta get that reduced. This is why I'm also doing the Ubers now. I want to get, like, better gear. I want to get better stats. I want to get better everything. So, this is Hell Tristram. There's Griswold. He is pretty strong. So, this isn't a great metric. So, there we go. Griswold's dead. Neato. So, this changed. You've changed, game. So, the Butcher is now over here. There's no level lockout. Let me check. Is there level lockout for this? I don't think there is. 20 seconds. Okay, there is. So we have 20 seconds to not fuck up and die, and then we can actually get the Butcher done. Butcher used to be in Hole, and you used to dark... Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Hole. You dark summon him, and he'd die in like 2 seconds. He's a little bit more challenging now, I think, so... Alright, let's give it a shot. He's pretty easy, but yeah, this has changed. This is only available in Hell mode. You cannot get this in any other thing. You need to be 105. I'm 112. And you need to make sure you're in Hell mode. You can't do this in Nightmare. You used to be able to do that. You can't do that anymore. In 2.10, it's different. Alright, boys, let's do it. You know the drill. Oh! What are these things? Can these die? I didn't think you could kill these. I've only played around with this patch for a while, so yeah. You can see, by the way, we have to make a new game to go back to do Butcher again. I'll do Butcher again if you guys didn't believe it. But here's our first of many charms. This is the Butcher's Tooth. We know how charms work by now. Put it in inventory. This, by the way, when you transmute it in the cube, doesn't make it better. You have to actually get a mark of victory, which I could technically just... That's not... I'm not going to put my other one over. That feels cheesy. This is giving us free 10-ats. Look at that. It's fucking free shit. It used to give you gold find. Now it gives you magic find. But magic find's pretty good because we're going to try and find sacreds and stuff. So this is pretty good. You want me to do it again? I'll do it again. I'll do Butcher one more time. So, Butcher is really not that hard. But this gives you an idea. I'm going to try and do this as many times. I'm not even going to kill Griswold. We're just going to go straight in there. This should give you guys an example of how Ubers work. You just find the area, you find the boss or the dungeon, and then you do the thing. Oh, those, by the way, lower your health. Why is it being actually difficult now? I was gonna say, they're supposed to do that. Oh, wow. Okay. So, by the way, you cannot pick up 2 of the same charm. You can put them in your inventory. What the fuck was this doing in here? Oh, of course. This is the fucking shitty druid. Yeah. Fucking furry set. Garbage. Go figure. I saw Skaz going in immediately yet. Went, yeah, that's fucking garbage, furry nonsense. I didn't know he had a bias towards that. That's really cool. Maybe that's because we immediately have, I don't need this, by the way. We're just gonna throw it on the ground. So if you get, like, if you want to get like better charms, just hold on to them in your stash, and then you can put them. You can put as many as you want in your stash, so don't worry about that. I don't know what the fuck this is doing in here. I don't remember why I picked this up, but we'll put it over here just in case. I think I was like, it's got 4 sockets. Let's do it again. Just to prove Butcher, because you guys didn't even get to see it the first time. For some fucking reason, he didn't do it. I was gonna say, why didn't his pillars do their thing? He has those pillars now. He used to not have that. They used to be just a gargoyle trap, but that's changed, obviously, over the years. Keep in mind, I'm talking about old fucking, like, Omega days, okay? These are way outdated strats I'm thinking of that I used to do. So, yeah, these, when you see that, like, hulking dude, like, where it's, like, flexing, that's actually a debuff. Damn. I'm actually tempted to do that again. Because he's... I'm not going to do this for very long. I just want to see what his biases are. It's really interesting. I mean, this is the premise of what I was talking, because this is my biggest problem. Everybody that I've seen on shit on YouTube with Median, they show the perfect run-up to a boss. They never actually show the complete fuckery that can happen on some of them, like getting Eternal Bone Pile. They show their perfect run up to it, and they don't show the absolute hell that can happen trying to get to the, oh, it's bad. We'll talk about it when we get there. I don't want to do that one very many times. But yeah, that strong man, that actually, that's a debuff, and it sucks. It's actually used in, the Vijeri dungeon quest. It's really fucking bad. The whole set gives you that, and it's just not fun. But cool, we found a jewel. I think that's all we need. So yeah, I hope you guys get the idea. We're gonna do the next Uber in the next video, and see you then. So rock and or roll.